I'd rather be tiny. All right. Anyway, got it to Linda, our recorder. So welcome to our first growth call of 2022. I'm so glad you guys have decided to join us today. We actually have a great call set for you guys, right, Brooke?
We always do. Mondays, my face hurts from smiling because we're on in the morning, we're on all in the afternoon. The growth call just finishes these cheeks at the happies. It's the happies.
Well, I'm glad I'm excited too. And I don't want to take too much time just getting us started because we have a great guest on. She's one of our leaders in the New England region. She has a great story to share with you. And let's just bring her on. So Laura Strunk, welcome to the call.
Thank you. So excited to be on the first call of the year.
I'm so excited that you were able to. So thank you for pivoting for us and joining us this morning. So Laura, can we just dive in and can you tell a little bit about yourself to the group here?
Sure. So I started my business almost 18 years ago. I'm coming up on year number 18. I actually started it in Maryland, where I lived for 21 years before coming back home to Massachusetts. And, when I first started, I started in a market kind of similar like now. There was very little inventory. My very first buyer, I had to write 12 offers on before they got the first one accepted. So I understand the pain of being an agent in a market where there's very little inventory. And I was actually a middle school teacher. So for anybody who is dual career, I was a middle school teacher for my first 2.5 years. And I was also a full-time real estate agent. I believe my first year I sold 12 homes, while teaching middle school at the same time. And I always leaned really, really heavy into my database. I was very fortunate that I made the decision to hire a coach from, I think it was like my third week in the business. I was not with a company that had a coaching program or had much education. And I think my manager thought I was nuts because I was spending $700 a month for a coach. And yet I just knew I'm like, here I was, I spent 5 years in undergraduate school and graduate school to become a teacher. And here I expect to just like walk into real estate and to know everything and to do it well without any really education or coaching or training. I was like, I don't think that's how it works. And so I connected with a great coaching company and they taught me how to build a business with my database through relationships. And I'm very, very fortunate to them. What they didn't share with me was that I also had to start building relationships with people I didn't know. And so I had built a really, really strong business from 367 people in my database that gave me approximately $12.5 million worth of business. Now, this was back in 2004, and they were consistently giving me about $12.5 million worth of business through referrals and through their own real estate business. And then in 2009, the real estate market shifted, and that same group of people now only could provide me about $4.5 million worth of business.
Ouch.
Yeah. And I had changed my lifestyle to match a $12.5 million salary.
What we do, right? It's what we do.
Oh my gosh. And yet I'm so grateful for that time period because I learned so many lessons during that time period, but it was really, really painful. I mean, I will never forget, we were sitting on our front porch talking about the real potential of selling our home as a short sale and, moving to another home that was much less desirable in a less desirable area. And fortunately, we didn't have to do that. And yet it was really scary and it was really painful. In 2011, I chose to join Keller Williams. And I told my team leader, I said, you've been talking to me for 2.5 years about coming to Keller Williams, that you have system, tools, and models to help grow my business and my production. I said, you got 6 months. For those of you who don't know me, like sometimes I'm a little bit of a brat, a loving brat, but I'm a little bit of a brat. And I was like, you got 6 months.
No.
I'm like, you have 6 months to show me these tool systems and models. I will do it. I won't question it. I won't change it. Just tell me what to do and I will do it. And I ended up doing more business in the next 3 months than I had did my entire previous 12 months with my previous company. And it was at that point that I was a true believer in Keller Williams. It is just it's why I came, and it's one of the reasons why I would never leave. It's why I'm so passionate about helping agents and about the training and the coaching. It saved me financially. And, I will say if it doesn't seem to be working, like if you're sitting there going, yeah, but like I'm doing it, but it's not working. And I know Brooke and Jen and Cassie have heard me say this before. I really want you to reflect on whether you are treating the model as a model or as a menu. Okay, so if you
Write this down, guys, write this down. This is really gold here.
This is your golden nugget. Those ahas we talk about, write this down.
So think about, I know it maybe for some of us, it's been a long time since going to a restaurant, but imagine going to a restaurant and, you open up the menu and there's 7 appetizers. Okay. And there's 10 entrees and 4 desserts. Okay. Unless you're really, really hungry, you never order everything. You pick and choose the things that you like. And you say no to the things that you don't like. Okay, that's running your business by a model. By a menu. Okay, whereas what we're suggesting is the power of Keller Williams is looking at the model and saying, okay, here's what I'm supposed to be doing. And am I doing all of the items, or am I picking and choosing the appetizers and the entrees I like and ignoring everything else? Okay, think about like an airplane model, with all those little pieces and there's like thousands of instructions. You can't go through it and say, I don't like step 1, so I'm not going to do it. I don't like step 2, so I don't want to do it. Step 3, I like that. I'm going to do step 3. And like you pick like the ones you like, it would never look like an airplane. It would look like a hot mess. Okay, so if you're
I don't want to skim over this, because this is such an important piece. And yet so many of us on this call will leave this call and go back to menu instead of model. So how do you emphasize sticking to the model? Like, how did you do it? Because it's not easy.
So, I mean, I honestly, it was because I was in so much financial pain. It was either I have to turn this around, or like I have to disappoint my family. And so I was in pain. If you're not in pain, we were just having this conversation on a leadership team this morning, and we were talking about, agents that weren't in pain, right? So it's like, it doesn't matter if they have to sell another home or not. Okay, those are the hardest agents to sometimes encourage to get them into activity. Okay, so if you're because here's the thing, we either avoid pain or we go to pleasure. So let's just put in the chat room, what do you think is more powerful? Avoiding pain or going towards pleasure? What motivates people more? Avoiding pain or going towards pleasure? Just put pain or pleasure. Pain or pleasure, pain or pleasure. So pain, pleasure, pleasure, pain, 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 pleasure, pain, pleasure,
Good
pain.
mix of
Yeah,
both.
this is the type of answers I get every single time I ask this question. Okay. I can undoubtedly tell you it's avoiding pain. Okay. So if you're not in pain, if you're in a point where it's like, yeah, if I sell a home, it's great, I'll be able to go on that extra vacation. Or if I sell another home or sell my 12 homes that's on my business plan, yeah, I'll be able to buy that investment property I've always dreamed of. Okay. But here's the thing, if that doesn't happen, does your world end? No. if I had to sell my home as a short sale and move to where I thought I was going to have to move, my kids' education would have suffered. I would have, in my mind, I was disappointing my family and the commitments I made to them. And so there was nothing that was going to get in the way of me avoiding that. Okay. There was an example, I think at Coaching Skills Camp one time, where they gave the analogy. And it was like, okay, imagine that you're on the top of a 10-story building and there's another 10-story building next to you, and there's an alley in between, and there's a piece of wood. There's like a, it's almost like a balance beam in between the two. And, would you ever walk across the balance beam? And most people answers would be like, no, I'm not doing it. So then it was like, well, what if the building was on fire across the way, and your favorite piece of clothing was over there? Would you go across? No, I wouldn't. What if there was another person across? Maybe. What if your child's across there? And the only way to save your child is to go across the balance beam, grab the child, and bring them back. You are sure as heck going across that balance beam. There's nothing stopping you. Your fear would disappear. Okay. So that pain, if you don't have it in your life, if and some of us, fortunately don't, right? Like we maybe have income coming from somewhere else or whatever, but it's not there. You can also put yourself in pain. I was a productivity coach for 5.5 years before I stepped into the team leader role. And I'll tell you, and I know I can say his name because he will allow me to say it. Kevin Regan was one of the hardest agents I ever had to coach. He's like, he's this big, like tough guy on the outside, but like really soft on the inside. So it was really kind of cute. And he'd be like, there's nothing you can say to me, Laura, that will hold me accountable. Like, you don't scare me. I don't care. Like, if I say I do it and I don't come in, there's nothing you can do. I'm not afraid of you. I'm like, okay, I don't expect you to be afraid of me. And so like we kept digging and digging on what would be painful, and nothing was working. And I finally, at one point I said, well, tell me about your weekend. He goes, oh, it was my wife's birthday. And like, I planned this whole big thing for her. And I could just tell he loves his wife, like loves his wife. I mean, my husband loves me, but he doesn't love me like that. Okay. And he loves his wife. And I said to him, I said, I remember you telling me that the reason you're doing this is that you want your wife to be able to retire from teaching at any time that she wants to. And you'd be okay financially. He's like, yeah, that's right. I said, why do you want to do it? Because I love her so much, Laura. I said, yeah, I get that. I get you love her. I said, well, would she be able to retire today? He's like, no. I said, so I guess you don't love her today? And I'm like, here's the thing, Kevin, you've told me that your commitment is to talk to 20 people a day. And yet for the last 5 weeks, you haven't been doing it. So here's your commitment. Any day that you don't make your 20 contacts today, you need to turn to your wife and say, sorry, I didn't love you enough today. That was his pain. Guess who started making 20 contacts a day? Guess who doubled his business that year? Okay, he had to put himself in pain. So sometimes it's not always financial pain, right? It's disappointing someone. But you have to find that thing that it's like, no matter what, I'm going to do it because I don't want to have to do that. Okay. So, and that's the thing. So really look at your like activities throughout the day and really ask yourself, am I picking and choosing? Am I choosing the things that I just like to do? I texted 15 people today. That's awesome. Talk to anybody on the phone? Well, no, I don't like talking to people on the phone. People don't answer. Oh, okay. What happens if you text them and say, hey, do you have a quick minute to chat? I wanted to give you a call. Guess what? They say yes, and they answer. Okay. So there's always reasons, right? Reasons and results. You can't have both. Okay. Are you finding reasons not to do your job? And your job is to find business. Because I don't care how good your marketing is. I don't care how pretty it looks. I don't care how good of a system you have for transaction coordination and the quality of service, and your clients feel like you love them and you're part of their family and they're going to adopt you. I don't care about all that. If you don't have clients, none of that matters. Too much? Did I go too far
It's
there?
so true.
No, it's
No. I mean, honestly, Brooke and I did Ignite this morning, and when I tell you it goes hand in hand to what we're communicating there to here, it's the same thing. But you put it into a really nice little package for everybody, and I really hope that there were lots of notes taken. So Laura, we do have to get to content soon, but before we do, I'd love to get some ahas from 85 of us are on the call today, which I'm blown away because it's like kind of still a holiday-ish. Some people are holidaying it today still. 85 of us are not, and I'm proud of all of you. So I want to hear some ahas from what Laura just dropped, because I have many of them, but I've already heard Laura's story and I could reiterate them, yet I want to hear from the group. What did you guys hear? Because there are so many good things.
That you have to be, and you have to feel pain, and it's not always financial pain. Because your story resonated with me, or because, I mean, my husband and I were in the same, predicament, walking through the mall, wondering, what are we going to do? We're going to short sale our house. What are we going to do? So yeah, you have to be in pain. And you're right. Like right now, I'm not in pain, and I'm just so freaking grateful that I'm not in pain.
Mhm.
But you're right. I do need some sort of pain to push me to do the things that I don't want to do, because I am so grateful for what I have.
Yeah.
It's only been like 3 years, maybe 5 years. Yeah. I mean, God, you had to file bankruptcy, and it was horrendous. Just had no idea. And you have kids at home, and that's
horrible. Yeah. And like, for me, I'll tell you, I sit in that emotion a lot. And what I mean is I don't dwell on it, and I don't, but if I'm struggling with, because gosh, guys, I struggle with myself. I struggle with, things myself of I don't feel like doing it, or I don't want to do it, or I'm afraid, or da, 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 da. I'll sit in that emotion. We had a porch swing in that house, and I put myself physically in that porch swing with my husband next to me, tears going down our face of like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to get out of this? Like, we can't pay the mortgage next month. And like, I will sit in that, I meditate around it. And then it's like, yeah. And I'm afraid of picking up a phone call today.
Yeah. The thing is, when you've experienced something that raw, with somebody else that you truly care about, I think it is easy to go back and use that emotion. And I think that's probably what I need to do, is go back and use that emotion, because it's valuable. All your experiences, whether good or bad, are so valuable.
Absolutely.
And Laura, it took coaching for you to get down to those, right? You were talking about how important coaching was to you. And when you're working with the people you were coaching, to help them find that pain, because we've all had those agents that say, I'm uncoachable, right? You're never going to get me to do things. And it's just, everybody's coachable. Mm-hmm. We just got to find that pain, and it's not the same for everyone, right? Yep. I live in that same, everybody has their pain. Yeah. And you're
sometimes right. I think awareness is huge. Just being aware. Like, I had realized it for myself, maybe over the summer or fall, we'll call it, that I was comfortable. Like, I had a lot of good things going on, and I really enjoy my work every day, and like my living situation, all of that. But I know that I wanted more for myself, like in terms of like building my future. So I raised my hand and I said, I want someone to hold me accountable to these goals. Yeah. So like, if you are feeling comfortable, like, that's okay. What do you need to push you? Yep. Raise your hand and be held accountable.
Yeah, everybody needs a coach. And I just saw the question from Laura. It depends on your level of production in regards to coaching. There's so many levels within KW, whether it's your productivity coach in your market center, whether it's your team leader, whether it's a MAPS coach, group coaching through MAPS. I mean, there's so many different options within KWs. I've had great coaches within Keller Williams.
Yeah, I would say reach out to your market center leadership or one of us, and we can help find the right coaching program for you.
Well, Laura, so impactful for today. I mean, we got so many comments about the ahas. So thank you for being on today with us for the first call of 2022. Stay on with us. We're going to be delivering some good content, and we're going to be giving away a really cool item at the end of today. But you have to be on to win, and it could be you, Laura.
Could be. Thank you, Laura.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Yep.
All right.
Let's
Ready
do
for this?
this.
Ready, Cassie, to deliver some content? Following that, I don't know. That was so
I don't
good.
know. Here's
So
your stuff
good.
and go. Like, how will you follow up that?
It's so good. All right.
Do you know why I'm
Let's see.
excited
Let's wait
about
for it.
this week? Do you know why I'm excited about
Why?
this week?
Just tell us why. Why?
Because if you do these small things, these few small things, Command is going to tell you how to agent every day. Like I get so excited about this because if you do just the bare minimum of this with your clients, you can pick up your phone, log into the app, and it's going to tell you who you're supposed to call, text, and it's going to auto log it on your phone. So this one gives me goosebumps.
I was getting goosebumps from Laura talking. Like, honestly, like that is just real talk right there. So I'm still not over it yet. So all right, we could keep going. deliver the content. But that was just so good.
Here, you rub your arms, and I'm going to talk about this week's action item. Okay.
Okay.
Rub your barcode and let's go. Okay.
Hey, leave my barcode alone.
I wouldn't have seen it until you pointed it out, lady.
All right, let's go.
All right. So this week's action item is to get everyone on some touch plans. Call them drips, call them smart plans. If you're using Command, they're in there ready for you to go. You just have to add them to your own smart plan library. So go back through your clients. Do I want to put these people on certain type of holiday cards? Maybe you don't do Christmas. Maybe you do Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day, whatever, but get them on your client card list. Birthdays, I'm a fan of birthdays. They always make you win. Rule of reciprocity. You gift them with their birthday, they're going to want to give back in the form of referrals. Home anniversaries. Guys, did you have to sell them the property to put home anniversary in? Nope. Public knowledge. Love that. Quarterly care call. Guys, it's in there. Helpful hint, do not put everybody on a quarterly call plan at once because you will have to call everybody every quarter on the same day and you won't do it. Okay, stagger those.
That's not fun.
Hey, Brooke, this is Laura. Can I jump in real quick here?
Yeah.
Going back to the menu, the quarterly call is one that you absolutely shall not skip over.
No,
That is the foundation of working your METS database.
absolutely. And when you put people on the smart plan, it comes up on who you're supposed to call. You tap on it, you look at the tags, you look at your past notes, and you ring, off you go. It's that simple using the Command app now. Quarterly newsletters and neighborhood stat updates. That's your monthly neighborhood nurture. That's part of your 36 touch. We've got tons of recordings on this. I'll make sure it's in an upcoming training. Talk to your market center tech trainer, but add these and get your people on them. The Smart Plans library is huge. You only need a few to get where you need to be for your calls. So add these now, like after the call, go. That's what you do.
All right, next up is our Tuesday post. By the way, you could use this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever you'd like. We're just recommending a Tuesday post. It says market update, the main factors to keep an eye on in 2022. How many people get asked what's going on in the market? This is your ability to post it out to your entire friends' social media group and start a conversation. Pro tip, read it first. Read the article first, get your takeaways, and when somebody comments, say, oh, you know what? I took away this from that. Right? So make sure that you're ready to be proactive with the comments that come through. All right, what's next?
Ooh, I love the vocab. I love it. Amenities. This is the feature of a home or property that serves as a benefit to the buyer, but that is not necessary to its use. So natural, like the location, the woods, the water, or something man-made like a swimming pool or a garden. You could get me with a swimming pool and a garden. I like my flowers.
All right, we got some love on the vocabulary, and Melissa, yes, thank you for recommending everybody use the bold alphabet letters A and Z, B and Y, C and X, etc. So thank you for that. That's the DTD2. Got it right, Brooke? All right, let's go on to the next one. So another one is or this or that. Switched up the graphic a bit. Looks great, Erica. Thank you. All right.
So good.
This or that, clean and neutral or colorful and accented. So this is a great little post to get your Facebook and your social media friends talking about what is their favorite, this or that. Laura, do you want to add anything to that one? What would you say on that?
The only thing that I'll say about social media in general, just 2 pro tips that I have, is whether they're commenting on one of these posts or you're commenting on someone else's posts, when you comment, make sure you @ their name because they'll see it more. And then also, anytime you comment on someone, make sure you're using 5 or more words. It increases the interaction back to you, I think 3 times as much.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so use the @ when you're mentioning somebody in 5 or more words.
Like, so for example, if I posted this and Jen, if you answered, I love the clean and neutral, I would do @ Jennifer Bovey. I would be like, me too, Jen, although, I love to throw in some color sometime, so I'm gonna like,
Gotcha.
it's instead of just being like, awesome, Jen, or awesome, we tend to just do like, great, awesome, cool. Like do 5 or more words and do the @ with the person's name.
Oh man, you just made me be on social media a little longer than I usually with my 1-word comments.
As long as you're time blocked, it's okay. And guys, there's also 2 sets of tags in here. Clean and neutral, colorful and accented. When you have a home that comes up where the design matches those, you've got something to talk about via email or text and say, saw this, remembered how much you liked clean and neutral homes. Look at this gorgeous living room.
Yeah, nice. Love it. I love that. Boom. All right, let's keep going because we only have 2 minutes and we got to get the stuff away.
So this one is the home maintenance tips. Everybody needs these. Put them out there, but also don't forget to ask, do you need someone to help you with these so you get that engagement? So there you go. Let's give some stuff away.
All right, we're going to give you all this material. I know you're looking for it. We have it for you. Cassie's going to be dropping it in the chat. We're going to be putting it on our Facebook channel. If you're not our friend in that group, please go to that group and request to come on. I believe we have over 1,500 members in that group at this point. We want more. We want more people in there because we're giving you some amazing content that you don't have to think about. And all you have to do is click, paste, go. All right, guys. So let's get this party started. And Laura, thank you so much again for being on and being our guest today. I truly appreciate you and what you shared with us today. There's so much more to share. Will you be a guest again in maybe in a few weeks or month or so?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to talk
Awesome.
about the opportunity map within KW.
Oh, done. Check, done. You're in. Okay, we'll schedule you for that. Anybody looking for opportunity to grow? Anyone here? Oh, I saw a coffee up.
I saw coffee. I saw hands.
All right. Awesome. We're going to bring Laura back to talk about that because it really, and we all have a story about it and I can't wait to share that one. Okay. So you ready to give something away? We have 1 minute to give something away.
Go. We got a number.
Yes. All right. Today we are giving away our 2022 journal. And what did you call it, Brooke? You called it something.
A power pack.
A power pack, a solar charger, whatever you want to call it. So we're giving both of those away. I have a couple of messages going back and forth with you guys in the chat, a couple private messages. I will hunt you down after this call and continue the conversation. Do not worry, I'm not dropping you off completely here. Thank you to those that reached out about finding coaching. If you're like on the fence and you're not sure, just reach out. Let's get the conversation started. Today's winner is going out of Plainville, Lorraine DiMatteo. I'm so sorry for butchering
all
your
the
name.
time. Where is she?
Lorraine, are you on?
Lorraine.
Lorraine, I know you're here. You come on almost every call. Where are you?
Here. I'm here.
Show her. There
you
she is. Yay!
Congratulations.
Hey, thank
Congratulations,
you.
Lorraine.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you too. It's
And
great.
you come on, have you been one of our faithful Zoom
Followers?
attendees since the beginning?
Yes. I
Thank you.
probably make it 3 out of 4 days a week. A month, I
Thank
mean. 3 out of 4 times
we
a month.
appreciate you being here, and anything you want to share with the group before we have to move on with our day.
You put me on the spot. I don't know. I just love everything. I look forward to this group every week and I love the content. There is a typo error in the Tuesday one though.
I'll fix
We
it.
will take
We
care of
will
it
work
now.
on
It's a
that.
live
Thank
document.
you.
And it's just, and Brooke showed me how to set up the schedule and I did, got that done. So I'm looking forward to doing that in the next half hour. Yeah. So it just helps. It's just something to look forward to. And the content is done and I've gotten some people that respond to it. So we'll just
Great.
keep doing it. Yeah.
Well, Lorraine, thank you again. Laura, thank you. Happy New Year to everybody on the call. We will see you next Monday. Great call today, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye,
Thanks.
guys.
Bye.
Congrats.
Bye.
Ryan.
Thanks.
I'll see you Wednesday.
I will see you
Adam
Wednesday.
Dow.
Yeah.
High five.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm so
All right.
excited for you. I'll see you guys. Have a great week, everybody.
Okay. You too.
Taylor,
Bye.
the links will be put out in our Facebook group and emailed to you. Woohoo! Later, guys.